The Moon and Earth have always been a package deal. Our planet's little celestial friend has always been by our side, proving a calm, serene presence in the night sky, looking down upon us with her tranquil gaze. But did you know that the process that led to the Moon's birth was anything but peaceful? Being one of the most destructive events that our solar system has ever witnessed. In the early days of the solar system, when the Earth was still a molten, hot, nightmarish world, our planet had a little brother, Theia, which was far more quiescent and placid than our own fiery planet. Earth and Theia coexisted peacefully for hundreds of millions of years, but these two siblings were destined for a collision course in an event that would prove unimaginably violent, but one that would pave the way for the formation of the Moon and turn Earth into a much more hospitable planet, which would eventually go on to harbour life on its surface. This is the unbelievable story of how a planetary collision of cataclysmic proportions altered the history of the Earth forever. It is impossible to imagine how different Earth's trajectory would have been if it did not have the Moon by its side. Our little friend in the night sky has a much more important role to play than many people realize. It stabilizes the Earth's climate by preventing the planet from wobbling too much on its axis. Its gravity creates ocean tides, which have a rhythm that has guided humans for tens of thousands of years. It affects the length of the day, thus influencing the biological cycles on Earth, and, of course, it illuminates the night sky, without which it would have been nearly impossible for early humans and many animals to move around at night. This is why the Moon acquired the status of a god among various ancient cultures around the world, who paid homage to its protective and life-giving powers. The question of how the Moon formed is one that has intrigued scientists for a long time. Was this body always with us? If not, how did it come to be? The more we started learning about our solar system, the more the mystery deepened, as it became quite clear that there was something very strange about our Moon. In fact, us having a moon at all is highly unusual, as almost all the other moons in our solar system orbit planets beyond the asteroid belt, such as Jupiter and Saturn. Our sister planet, Venus, which is roughly Earth size, does not have a moon. Additionally, our moon is one of the largest in the solar system, and proportionate to its planet Earth, it is comfortably the biggest. Our moon is 1/4 the size of the Earth and almost the same size as Mercury. So what explains the fact that Earth has a planet-sized moon? Many early scientific theories were proposed on how the Moon came to be, including the idea that it formed together with the Earth in the early days of the solar system. Others suggested that the Moon was formed in a far-off corner of the solar system and was captured by Earth's gravity a few billion years ago. However, many of these theories were completely dismantled when the Apollo 11 mission successfully put men on the Moon in 1969. The Apollo astronauts brought back rock samples from the Moon, and when these samples were analyzed, what it revealed was extremely surprising. These rocks were astonishingly similar to rocks on Earth, possessing same amounts of stable oxygen isotopes, oxygen-16, oxygen-17, and oxygen-18, as rocks in this planet do. So does this prove that the Moon had formed from a part of the Earth itself? Not quite, because, perplexingly, lunar rocks also had some big differences from rocks on this planet. These samples were lower in volatiles, which are elements that vaporize easily with intense heat, while other minerals in these samples showed that the Moon was once covered in a deep magma ocean. In other words, the Moon was very, very hot when it formed, much more so than the Earth. Another big difference between the Moon and the Earth is that the Moon has far less iron overall than our planet, with its iron core making up just 1 to 2% of its total mass, while the Earth's iron core makes up 30% of our planet's mass. So how do we make sense of the eerie similarities between the Earth and the Moon, along with their stark differences? Well, it turns out that the truth is much more spectacular and explosive than anyone initially realized. Mathematicians modeling possible moon-forming events deduced that the only theory that accounts for these anomalies is the idea that the Moon came into being because of an interplanetary collision of epic proportions, one which would have sent shockwaves across our corner of the cosmos. This theory, known as the giant impact hypothesis, suggests that around 4.5 billion years ago, Earth experienced its most destructive episode, which altered the course of our planet completely. At the time, our solar system was still a young and a tumultuous place. Our planet was completely unrecognizable to the one we see today, being a fiery, almost hell-like place, where continents were mere bedrock and the surface was molten, with lava constantly spewing out from various fissures. The Earth was regularly bombarded by asteroids and other celestial objects as its orbit had still not been cleared, with various bodies tugging and pulling on each other. The planet's surface was so hot that the water provided by comets could not remain in liquid form, while the Earth was also constantly baked by radiation, making it completely inhospitable. However, the worst for our planet was still yet to come. You see, at this time, there would have been many other protoplanets in the solar system, which do not exist today. One of those was Theia. There is not much we know for sure about Theia, but we do know that it would have been smaller than the Earth, roughly the size of Mars. Some models show that Theia could have been a colder world due to the part of the solar system where it was formed, and it might have even had a huge subsurface ocean like Jupiter's moon, Europa, does now. For hundreds of millions of years, Earth and Theia lived in harmony, but gravitational disturbances in the young solar system set the two planets on an inevitable collision course. Theia struck the Earth at an oblique angle of around 45 degrees or steeper, crashing across the surface of the Earth rather than barreling directly into it. Theia would have been traveling at a mind-numbing speed of 4 kilometers per second when it hit Earth, and this collision would have released an unimaginable amount of energy. Theia was instantly obliterated while Earth was also partially vaporized, with the collision launching millions of huge pieces of debris into space. Many of these chunks, which fell back down to the Earth, were so big that even if just one of them struck Earth today, it would end all life on this planet. The debris launched from this collision eventually formed a disk around the Earth, perhaps not too dissimilar to Saturn's rings. The material flung further away, then collected together due to the forces of gravity, eventually forming into our moon. When this violent process was completed, the Earth was slightly larger than it was before, and it had gained a celestial companion, one which has been by its side for the past 4.5 billion years. While we cannot be 100% certain that Theia existed and this giant impact occurred, it is the only theory that explains the moon's size, its isotopic similarities to Earth, its small iron core, its lack of volatiles, and why the moon started out so hot. However, there is one piece of the puzzle that still does not fit. The various simulations of this collision predict that the moon should have been mostly made of elements from Theia instead of Earth's elements, which is not the case. So, what explains this discrepancy? Where did big chunks of Theia go? This question left scientists bewildered for a long time, but a scientific paper published in 2023 provides an answer to this puzzle, suggesting that the answer might be much closer to home than we realized. Interestingly, there are a couple of anomalies buried deep in the Earth, in the boundaries between our planet's mantle and its core, where the shear waves produced by earthquakes slowed down significantly. These areas are called Large Low-Velocity Provinces, or LLVPs. One of these is found under Africa, and the other under the Pacific Ocean. The changes in the shear wave speed are proof that these LLVPs have a completely different composition to the surrounding mantle. Astonishingly, scientists now believe that these anomalies, buried roughly 3,000 kilometers below the Earth's surface, are chunks of Theia, which got lodged inside Earth's mantle during the collision. If this is indeed what these LLVPs are, then it turns out that our planet literally ate parts of Theia, and the evidence of that cataclysmic episode, which happened 4.5 billion years ago, still exists beneath our very feet. While the collision between Earth and Theia would have been unbelievably violent, it actually proved a blessing for our planet. Not only did it pave the way for the formation of the moon, but some scientists now think that this collision might have been where Earth got its water from, with Theia depositing vast quantities of liquid water and other carbon-based materials on our planet, thus eventually paving the way for the evolution of life forms. If that is true, that means that the violent process that created our moon was the very thing that made our planet hospitable. So when we look up at the moon, which stands as an enduring reminder of the once mighty planet which Earth swallowed billions of years ago, you are looking at a body which in some ways is responsible for the fact that we humans are here in the first place. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a like. And if you want to learn more about such unique phenomena and concepts, subscribe to the channel. We will continue bringing you stories and ideas that blow your mind, as the truth, as they say, is stranger than fiction.